today. On Chocolate today.
To grab national state level, you would have to run non-sales, wholesale.
Is 9,000.
The only mistake I made, I didn't put her in the registration booth.
Just this ever-evolving story.
Welcome, everyone. It is Monday night. Let's Grow Pulling. My name is Ron Stone. I'm your guest host this evening, along with Kenzie Teeting in the control room there. It's going to be hard for me not to start grabbing things and putting stuff up, Kenzie. I usually don't have any assistance when I do my show on Tuesday nights, but filling in for Mike and Mike Eitel and Jason Schultz tonight. Like I said, I have Kenzie back here pushing all the buttons and running all the graphics and stuff, producing. And our guest tonight is somebody that I know pretty well, Mr. Ken Summers out of Buckner, Missouri. Ken, what's going on?
Hey, not much. Just sitting here going to talk some pulling with my buddies.
Hey, are you at the Funny Farm right now? Are you in the shop?
Hey, we are in the shop. It's come a long ways. We have Starlink now.
Hey, that's the way to go now. Starlink is that's the stuff. But that's a pretty plush shop you got going there.
One corner of it, maybe.
That's the lounge. Is that where you're at right now?
Yeah.
Where have I been in that part of the shop there?
This is the office. You've probably not been in here since we got it finished. When Sydney started working for HomeSum, we finished the office part of it. And
okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been in there. That door's always locked. I haven't never been able to get in there. So.
Oh yeah, you can see my couch. Yep.
So we've got Ken Summers on tonight. Of course, he drives a tractor called Colorblind John Deere that got in to the Pullers Championship coming up here in just a couple of months, man. I hope you're ready to go. The last time I saw the tractor, Ken, it didn't look quite ready.
Oh, it's about the same spot. Well, we can go show it. Well, I think we might get it back together. Maybe best part of it, maybe on Wednesday and Thursday, maybe.
Good deal. Now, I was talking to you over the weekend, and now you said you're going to be driving this year at the Pullers Championship.
Yeah, Sydney can't go. She's going back to K-State to watch her friends graduate. So
now, should the voters out there that voted you guys in feel any voters' remorse? Because I mean, if they thought she was going to be driving, she's a lot better looking than you are. Just saying.
Yeah, well, she disclosed that. Let's help Dad get in. So
okay.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, we want to make sure we didn't want to, get voted in under false pretenses here. So
I would rather her drive it. She does a good job out there. So
heck yeah. So have you ever driven at the Pullers Championship before?
I don't think I've ever drove it at the Pullers Champ. Oh, I did. I take that back. She couldn't stay for Saturday night last year, so I run it Saturday night last year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what changes have you made to the tractor? Any? I mean, the engine's not in it right now. What? It's just a general checkup or
checkup mainly. Yeah.
Bearings all good. Crank's good to go.
Yeah, we took it all apart. So that crank had been in there since we put the new chassis in it, and that would have been like was that have been 2019 Cowtown maybe or something, the first time that I think that was it. So that crank's been in there a minute, and
yeah, you're talking 6 years if it was 19.
is it 19 or 20? I can't remember. And so it's done its job. We didn't find anything wrong with it. So
yeah, 6 years almost to the day here. Just a couple of days back. Yeah, this past Saturday would have been Cowtown if we had it this year. So Kenzie's not, or I'm sorry, she's not going to drive the tractor. She's going back to K-State. Who we're going to see besides the Pullers Championship driving it this summer is
mainly Sydney. She's since she took on a big girl job, she's a little more limited, but she's got the pulls wrote down that she wants to go to, and we're going to try to make all that happen. She got in at Farley, so I think Farley will be probably her first pull that she gets to go to, I think, probably. So
okay, that's a big one.
Yeah.
So have you had a chance to kind of evaluate your competition this year at the Pullers Championship? Who makes you nervous there?
Oh, there's not a bad tractor there. They're all good. There's really not a weak 4-1 out there. They're all super good. It about comes down to if somebody makes a driving or where you draw at, and
That George Byer character, did he get in this year?
He is. Yeah.
He's in there. Okay.
I love picking on George, and he loves picking on us. It's a lot of fun.
So now let's talk rumors here a little bit. We're going to go outside the Pullers Championship here. I've heard you've mentioned it to me a few times about having a 5-inch pro stock. Is that something that we'll ever see come out?
Yeah, it's still somebody decided to get married, so that might have got into the pulling budget a little bit.
Oh no!
But it's a worthwhile to put things off for a little while. But no, we still got another one in the works. It might see it in a year's time. It's coming along, so it'd be exciting to have 2 of them.
Where's that hidden at? I haven't seen that one out there at the fun.
Oh, it's down at Sturgeon. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So yeah, the weddings. Yeah, I mean, kudos to you guys. Hey, Trish, kudos to you guys for scheduling a wedding before pulling season actually starts, though. I mean, that's
before corn planting and pulling, and it's going to work out pretty good.
Good deal. Those summer weddings never work out well in the pulling world. It's that's a no-no.
You got to worry about the anniversaries too. So they did a good job scheduling.
Spring and fall weddings are the most beautiful anyway, right? I mean,
right.
The green start popping in the spring, then you got the fall colors in the fall. So, summer's too hot for a wedding, so. So how many of these Pullers Championships have you guys competed in? You've been in every one of them, haven't you?
We didn't. I think this is the 3rd one. Yeah. How has there been 4 Pullers Championships, or has there been 3? I can't remember. I don't think we went to the first one. Maybe.
This is number 4.
This will be our 3rd one we get to go to.
Okay. Well, that's pretty good. I mean, you guys get in on a fan vote pretty much every year, right?
Yeah. That's probably one of my favorite places to go pulling out there at that facility, and it's such a good time. It's every class has, I consider the best of the best there. You can see you don't get tired of watching the same class because there's not 20 in each class, and
right.
It's really well put on, and we enjoy it.
And then the marketing, that Brad Holzhauer guy, I mean, you almost can't get out of there with buying a new Kawasaki or a Ford or a Jeep on your way out because you got to go through the dealership. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, you got to watch him. He'll be selling you dirt clods before you leave. He's such a good seller.
Everything's for sale.
Yeah. He's a wonderful host.
Yeah, pretty good guy. I like Brad. So the date this year, Kenzie, was what, the 25th?
16th and 17th.
16th through 17th. Yep.
Okay. Sorry about that. I thought I saw the right one on there. This is my first time ever hosting on here, I think, isn't it, Kenzie? Have I ever hosted?
Think so.
Yeah, I think I've been on here with Jason before. Never like been the guy. So any questions out there for any fans, anybody going to the Pullers Championship? I have any questions for Ken Summers and the team here?
I got his and Sydney's run from last year. If you want to play those, or I can play those.
Oh, heck yeah. Well, let's Parade Alley Lounger. I'm sorry.
4-1-1 here. So Sydney was like one of the first hooks on Friday night, and she was kind of the guinea pig. And I was a bad coach. I didn't have quite enough weight on her front end, and so
shame on you.
Yeah. So hers was still a good hook, but we was a little off on the balance. And then my hook was pretty good the next night, I think, but it wasn't good enough to beat King George. But
Mike Horton watching from Denver, Colorado. Parade Alley Lounger watching. He heard us say something about lounge there, so that got attention. Any questions for Ken out there? Go ahead and type them in there on your keyboard and send them. In the meantime, Kenzie, let's watch a run from last year. From
well, we're gonna watch Sydney's run from Friday night first.
Gotcha.
Finished up number 4 last year at the TPC, and like nothing better than do a go up from there.
Was that playing for you?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
It was just getting to the good part. You cut it off.
Oh, sorry, it wasn't playing for me. Sorry.
Finished up number 4 last year at the TPC, and like nothing better than do a go up from there.
Wow, that starting line must have been in good shape last year, was it?
Yeah, that's always a good track.
Yeah, the way she sidestepped the clutch there, she just hammered on it right away. And where did she finish up on Friday night last year?
I'm not sure. 5th or 6th, maybe. I don't know. They got better after that. If we'd have had just a little more weight on her front, it's amazing how quick your drawbar goes away with that little high up there.
Yeah, pretty unforgiving. Robert Miner checking in from Niobrara, Nebraska. Then David Vandenberg says, "Who's that on the couch behind you, Ken?" He said, "Bring her on the show too."
She got up. She'll be back. That's part of the gang. I told you we might have the whole gang, but it's just me and Trish for the gang tonight. Blake will be here after a bit.
What I missed?
You got fans out there, Trish. So just saying, there's
Yeah, I
got fans out there. You didn't know you had them out there in the pulling world. See,
it's better if I don't know I have them. Then I get really awkward.
So what the heck got you into pulling, Ken? I mean, when did this happen? When did you get the bug?
When I was, I don't know, they used to have tractor pulls in Buckner when I was really young, like 4 or 5 years old. And then I don't know, I always wanted to do that. And then dad let me take a tractor. I was probably in 5th, 6th grade or something like that. We started going to.
Let me guess, was it an Oliver?
It was, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an 1850. We had a lot of fun with the old 1850. And that was about time that Missouri State was getting going, and then they went to like just the old farm tractor. Really, you didn't have a spot for it, and then we kind of got out of it for a little while, and then Jim Brockmeyer got back into it with the brush pullers there. I don't know when that would have been, 2010-ish maybe. Would that be right, babe?
Oh,
Somewhere in there. And we started taking the big front wheel assist. They'd have some big classes, and we went and did that a few times. and then we got the 2255 fever and started playing with those. And
Well, in 2010, Sydney would have been
yeah,
7, and she first pulled in when
yeah,
she was 9,
that's
so
about Sid started. She was 9, so yeah, that would have been 2010 was when she got going.
no, 12.
That was
12.
around the time I started announcing like every event for Missouri State. So,
Right. Yeah.
That's how we kind of crossed paths there was through Missouri
Yeah,
State.
it is. And then we just kind of, and I mean, you always watch somebody else and think that looks cool, and you just kind of evolve, and that's where we're at today, you know. And never thought we'd be driving a John Deere, but you know, that's
Right. Now tell us the story there. You farm with Case IH, right? And
yeah. We got all red tractors pretty much we farm with. We still got there's a couple Johnny Poppers around, and then we have some Olivers and Whites still floating around, but 99.9% of the farm's done with red tractors. And we come up with this John Deere. Chad runs down at Mexico had it, and he was wanting to sell it, and he told us just to take it and use it. Well, we went and got it, and can't remember where the first place was I took it to. Maybe it was Buckner or somewhere, and then I took it back. He said, well, you didn't keep it very long. Well, then we goes to Wheatland, then we go somewhere else. And needless to say, his marketing strategy worked. We never took it back. So,
yeah, once it gets a hold of you, yeah, you're stuck. Case Conover watching from Lytle, Texas. Case is a super fan on Tuesday nights. Ben Beller out of Kansas says Sid needs to change that pink helmet in for a purple one. Go Cats. There's an idea.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Need a Wildcat hat or painted up just like the football helmets.
Yeah.
So, no, it's easy to tell who's driving when she, you know, the fact that she has that pink helmet on.
Yeah. Our old ones are up there. She likes that pink helmet better, but it doesn't pass the test anymore. And then my old one's up there. It's the date was no good on it anymore. So
those are just decoration now. They don't pass the safety standards now. So what's your summer look like? What as far as pulling goes? You got it figured out, or haven't you thought that far ahead?
Yeah, we've penciled in a lot of them we want to go to. I don't know. We get the wedding over, and then all the crops are in good. Then we'll start hitting some, you know, about every weekend. Till we probably won't. I don't know if we'll pull on the 4th of July weekend or not. Usually we go to the lake that weekend, and then me and Trish are going to go on our 25th anniversary wedding anniversary trip. We're going to take off after. We're going to go to McLeod and then go to Mound City. Then we're going to go on a vacation and go see Niagara Falls and hang out for a week or so. And so
nice.
We'll kind of be out that then, unless Sydney wants to take the tractor by herself while we're gone. And but yeah, I haven't seen they were putting on the family calendar all the pulls we wanted to go to, and she said she'd added them. I never really looked to see what she added. So
Valley, McLeod, Mound City, Missouri, Friday night.
Yeah, Rock Valley's on the list, and
Charlie.
I'd like to go to Wisner if we could. We haven't been up there for a couple years. I'd like to go to that if it works out. And yeah, always like going down to Mound City, Kansas. Man, the food down there is so good. You can't never miss that, you know.
So when was the last time you guys chased points with any particular organization? Have you ever been intent on like trying to win a points championship with any organization?
Well, COVID year, we actually finished 5th in points with Outlaws or PPL, and then 6th with the other one. I can't remember how it was. We did a lot of pulling that year, and we really didn't plan on trying to win any points. That's how it worked out. And yeah, I don't know. We get the wedding out of the way, and then one year we're going to make a run at it somewhere for points. I don't know we might think about it next year, maybe. Yeah.
One of those K-Whoppers you got sitting out there would be good semi pulling, Ken. I'm just saying. Yeah.
We could try to give Brent a run for his money.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah. That's that class is growing, and he said it's a lot cheaper than any other class he's pulled in. That's just
Ask him that now. He's had to work on it a lot more. So ask him. We need to ask him too.
I just actually talked to him today, and he said, the bearings and everything bottom end, they're good to go for several years. I won't even have to look at them. There's never any metal in the filter. So he's pretty happy he went that route. And
yeah, and it's so fun to watch them guys. The Zimmerman's down there, they always give him a good run for their money. And then Joe with the old red Ford, he's always fun to watch him.
Yeah. If Zimmerman's are done pulling, they're not going to pull anymore. They're just going to race. But
I've never been up to watch that racing, but that racing looks fun too.
That's crazy. Yeah, and that's where they tear them up. They don't tear them up pulling as far as this class, but when they race them, that gear jamming gears and when they're pulling that load is pretty hard on drivetrains.
Yeah. You want me to take you for a walk out and we can show you the tractor? What kind of shape
Heck yeah. Let's see it.
We got Wi-Fi out here now. We can go about anywhere. So.
Cole Lundahl's got a question for you. He said, if you had to run any other class other than 4-1, what class would you build for?
Well, if I had the knowledge and a bigger checkbook, I think the big pro stock class would be a blast. But I don't. That's. I'm a little bit of a mechanic. I'm not that much of a mechanic. So you can see there's not a whole lot together here, but it'll go back together really quick. And that's a spare crank there, and there's spare stuff over there. Then here's the motor we're putting back together for it.
No, wait, did I see another engine sitting over there along the wall?
Yeah, that's her spare motor.
Oh, this is like NHRA drag racing. You got spare engines sitting around here.
That's for when we decide we're going to make a serious run at the points.
There you go.
Yeah. So I mean, it's scattered all around in here, and we got the liners and stuff. Everything's ready to go back together. You remember several years ago when we was down at did I lose you?
Where at?
There was several years ago when we was down at Missouri State Pool. We burned a piston, and we put a piston in it, but the wrist pin had a little mark on it when we took it apart this time. It must have come from that, so we was waiting on that. That showed up yesterday or day before, and so we're all good to go back together now.
So do you have like a pretty standard weight setting for the tractor where you have the front end loaded a particular way? Is it kind of a standard setting and then you just adjust from there depending on track conditions?
Yeah, we do. We usually, I don't know, run 1400 on the nose usually. If it's a not so good track, then we'll start shifting some to the back. So I'm trying to think where we pulled that last, but so we got 2 on the back and the rest are on the front. That's kind of a standard deal for us most of the time. But if I'm a driving, we got to take a little more weight off because said you don't weigh near as much as me.
How much in particular do you have to take off?
Quite a bit. Yeah.
100-pounder?
Yeah, at least 100-pounder. Yeah. And if Trish keeps making me all these good lunches that she makes me, she got me one of them Hot Logics to take a warm lunch to the field with me. You plug it in your cigarette lighter. It's probably going to be 2 weights.
I swear those John Deere weights are heavier than 100 pounds. I don't know what it is about them. They're just so big and bulky in comparison to the IH weights. But they always just seemed heavier to me.
Yeah.
Than 100 pounds. But no, so the name of the tractor is called Seeing Red. No, I'm sorry, Colorblind. That's somebody else's tractor.
Yeah, colorblind. Then it says Seeing Red on the.
There you go. That's
on the side tube in little letters. The hoods we put the hoods out in the hauler so they would stay not scratched up. And
Now, to some of the fans out there looking at the shop and seeing that you don't even have the liners in the engine, of course, there's no engine in the tractor. That might scare some folks a little bit, thinking you better get to work, Ken. I mean, how much work? How many days of work do you have to get this thing done? Yeah.
If everything goes right by the end of Wednesday, Thursday morning, we'll have it all ready. We're kind of waiting on a head, and we'll have everything, the short block, all back in the tractor, and all we have to do is put the head and the charger and stuff on it.
Now, are you talking about the Wednesday and Thursday before the Pullers Championship? Or are you talking about this week?
Yeah, actually, we're going to try to do it this week. So yeah. Have
you ever pulled any all-nighters working on the tractor, getting it ready?
Yeah, it's some of the dumbest stuff you ever do, but it does happen.
I've been there, done it. Yeah. It messes an old guy up, man. It does.
It does, yeah.
You don't get that sleep back.
We're getting a different pipe there, the pressure side of the turbo. We're getting the thick one made, so we'll be all legal on that now. And we're waiting on that, and then the intake cross for the turbo. Those are about the only two pieces that we're waiting on to be up to speed to go somewhere.
And what kind of turbo you run there?
That's a Weimer. Yeah.
Weimer.
Yeah. It's a
so
pretty old school one, but it's durable. It don't blow up. So
hey, that's kind of nice when you don't have to work on them as much. Yeah, you better find some wood there to knock on.
Yeah. So
what's the chances we'll ever see the newest member to the family that's marrying into the Summers clan here? What's the chance we'd ever see him get behind the wheel of the tractor?
Oh, that's coming. I see him walk in here. We'll go in there and see what he says. Hey, Blake, they got a question for you.
Put him on the spot here. Inquiring minds want to know. I mean, you're getting married here at the end of the month, right? Congratulations.
That's the plan.
And inquiring minds want to know when you're going to be allowed to take a maiden voyage on the tractor.
I just leave it up to Ken and Sydney.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I should drive it for a while.
That's probably pretty smart. I mean, I think I don't think Ken would get mad if you blew it up. I don't think. No, he's got an extra engine sitting back there, Blake. So you know.
He's gonna be on it sooner than he thinks he is.
Yeah, not my color either. So I got that excuse going for me.
Are you a red guy too?
Oh yeah.
All right, good deal. Good deal. Well, he's a red guy too. I mean, we know that. So you can't pull into that driveway without knowing that's a Case IH farm there.
Yeah.
You guys
are you a big Pullen fan? Were you a Pullen fan before you met Sydney?
I mean, I really thought I would get into it or anything like that.
Tell him the story.
I had watched Sydney pull up McLeod before I knew her, and I'd been to McLeod a couple other times, but that's about all the pulling I'd been to.
Tell him why you went to the last time you went to McLeod before you met Sydney.
Yeah, tell us.
They had Blake's buddy sold him out. They had ulterior motive to go to McLeod that Blake was on a mission to meet Sydney.
Is this true?
Oh, what? I had a plan worked out. Yeah.
You fly dog, you.
So.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Whoa.
Oh no.
Right? Yeah.
Well, you got a frog in your throat, buddy.
Better now than at some point in the middle of June or July. This is a strange feeling for me. I don't know.
No.
These vocal cords are well conditioned. This is not something that I would expect to happen.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Hear that, man.
Mm-hmm.
So we're on here with Ken Summers, and we've got Blake on here. He's getting married to Sydney at the end of the month here, and we were just kind of giving him a hard time about when he's going to drive the tractor for the first time.
So did you guys see the picture that Will Manns did where he changed the color of Sid's tractor to red? Blake was pretty excited about that.
But I think I did see that. Yeah.
I had to do a double take on. I was like, "Who the heck's copying our tractor and turning it red?" Then I didn't really look at it very closely, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's a good one." So yeah,
That's a good one.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was wondering what that 60-30 would look like with like some international black stripes or white stripes on it. What that would
we threatened to paint it red before, and I love teasing the Balsamas about it. And they're like, "Oh, you wouldn't disgrace a 60-30 like that." And I was like, "Well, if somebody pay us enough, we probably would."
All right.
You got any questions for the Summers clan here?
Say that again.
Did you have any questions for the Summers clan?
No, I just want to say that the last couple that we saw go down this path, the future fiance, he got in there and he drove. So of course we saw the moving on tractor with Jamie and her fiance driving that. So it might have to be a rite of passage.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll have to happen eventually.
And no pressure either. There'd be zero pressure. So
Yeah.
Blake would have time holding that thing wide open and slipping the clutch. I guarantee it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Ken mentioned that Sydney had edited the summer pulling calendar, but he hadn't looked at it yet. What pulls are you sure that you guys are going through this summer?
Did you see her?
Like that was for you. You don't know?
The one in Iowa. The one in Farley, Iowa.
Yeah.
McLeod.
The
City, Missouri, and Mound City.
yeah, we'll go to I'm sure we'll go to Platte City.
Oh yeah, Platte
Yeah. Probably down to Warrensburg.
We want to look at Fayette and Paris.
Yeah, I'd like to go to. I've never pulled at Fayette. I'd like to go there sometime and pull too. Give the Harts boys a hard time. Dustin gave me a hard time. We was at Paris a couple of years ago, and we couldn't go to Fayette the next night because we had something going on.
It's Father's Day.
And then I got a win at Montgomery City last year. I might not mind going back down there.
Heck yeah. And that one's just down the road too, not too far. So
yeah.
I hear there's a real good pull in Buckner that you guys might want to check out as well.
that one's okay. Yeah, it's okay, Mike.
I think Sydney's lurking in the background somewhere, and you all might have talked about this, but she walked away with a win, didn't she? That's the hardest place to get a win, is at your home track.
She did, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a pretty good night.
Yeah, that's called the hometown curse, and it happens a lot.
I've seen the Paddocks have done that once down there at Mound City. I know they at least done it once. And that track down there, you got to shoot it out the gate. They can shoot it out the gate and win at their hometown pull. That's pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had it bit them in the behind last year too. They had one of them that they couldn't get it down the track.
Yeah,
on a rehook, and that hometown curse is a real deal. It's a real thing. So, Mike, how late do you go tonight? Till 8:30?
Yeah, so we'll start wrapping up this portion right here. I think we've got our next guest getting ready to come on right at 8 o'clock, and then I will stay on until 9 o'clock tonight. Now, Ron, if you want to hang around, I'm going to be talking some vintage 4-wheel drive door slamming pulling that I bet you could tell some stories about. We're looking at the Power Pulling magazine even a little bit too. So at 8:45, I've got a special edition of Pulling Through the Past that I bet there's a name. I'd never heard of it. I bet Kenzie's never heard of it, but I bet it's a name that you know very well once we get there.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about Pulling Power magazine.
Yes.
Yeah. I have the entire collection. Collection.
Yep.
So, well, Ken, anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors or anybody that's helped you on the tractor to get you this far?
Fish for helping me fund it. Yeah. The
smart man.
Back to the pull. We want to give those guys a big shout out. That that's really a huge deal, and we really appreciate all the fans and everybody that votes us in to get to go. And, it's a really huge opportunity to get to go back out there. And Brad does a great job of facilitating it, and all the boys there, Brett and Brent, they work their butts off the week of it to make it happen. And they get the pro pulling guys to come in there, and they do a great job of facilitating it. And it's just a great place to go.
Heck yeah. So if you want to see Ken Summers and root him across the finish line at the Pullers Championship 2025, it's May 16th and 17th. Be here before you know it. Get to work, get that engine and stuff back in that tractor.
I guess I got to thank Mr. Schultz too for coming up with the idea of putting that thing together. So.
Heck yeah. Well, Ken, Trish, Blake, thank you guys for coming on so much. We'll be rooting for you at the Pullers Championships here in just a couple of short months away. So thanks so much for coming on, guys.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Big thank you to Ron Stone for jumping in as the special guest host this evening. Ron, thank you so much for helping us out and working with us on that. And at this point, let's go way out west. Boys, I got my correct hat on this time. I think we're matching. Brandon Hudson from Cal Poly. Gentlemen, I'm going to turn it over to you. My voice is running away from me. Tell us everything about this awesome pull and your club and everything that goes into it. Let us know what's going on out in California, gentlemen.
Yeah, so my name is Brandon Forgy. We're here. We're Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo in Central California. We're a college that has two tractors behind us, two pull-in tractors, one with an Allison and the other with two Chevys.
My name's Hudson Bear. I'm the club of our team here. I run it along with Trevor, who's our team president. Mechanics.
Guys.
Our paperwork. Yeah.
Is it moving around?
There's a microphone. It's like it's in somebody's pocket or something.
Yeah. Oh, I bet you it was his phone.
Oh yeah.
On my phone. Is that better?
There we go.
Now we're locked and stopped.
I don't know why it did that. Okay. Did you hear anything we just said?
Kind of.
But you can go ahead and repeat it. It was kind of muffled at times, and all you could hear was like stuff moving around.
I don't know why it's on my phone, but Brandon, Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo, Central California. We're a college that has two pull tractors. I run those social media.
My name's Hudson Bear. I'm the club president. I run it along with Trevor Massetti, and I'm in charge of most of the paperwork side and running our club itself, and putting on the pull here on campus. In charge of all the logistics to that.
The pull, that's kind of your penultimate thing. That's your guys' crown jewel. Give us the quick smash on that. When is it? What's going to be hooking? And what do you have left to get done before it's go time out there?
So we've mostly got everything that we can set up. It's April 13th, Sunday, April 13th. If anyone's looking at Cal Poly as a college and is already going to be out here, we're gonna have plenty of tractors and stuff to pull. We'll have, I believe, the only class we don't do is stock truck classes, and we get invitational people from all over California to come and pull here. And what we've got left to set up, really, we're just waiting on our field, hoping that the weather stays with us. It's looking good right now. And we're going to set up our bleachers and start getting our actual stadium ready here soon.
Yeah, we turned a field that currently has cut grass into a pulling arena with like 300 plus bleachers that turn it into a whole track and arena just from a raw field in a couple days. So,
How long has the school been and the club been putting this pull on, guys?
So the date back there on the banner there is 71.
Wow.
So I said this last week when we were on, but their team or the club technically originally started as a sled club. So they, I believe, built and fabricated a sled, and then were like a promoter basically. They ran up and down California putting on shows, and then it kind of got too big of a thing where third-party people started coming in, putting on shows, and then that's when we got these. Originally, we had this one tractor, the Allison. It was on a wedge frame, and then we got our second tractor donated to us, and then the Allison has now been tube framed and everything. But and I believe I've been told that the very first pole in California, or at least the West Coast, even was here on Cal Poly. And that was before they had any kind of weight transfer or anything. The weight transfer was as it was going down the track, they had a big sheet pan and people were jumping on, adding weight to it. And then people started modifying their tractors and they're like, okay, let's not have people jump on it. This is bad.
Yeah, it's hard to stay on those when they're moving fast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So how many students actually are involved with the pool here from Cal Poly?
So at our right now, we're having weekly meetings. We usually have 20 to 25 people, but as we get closer and closer to the poll, we get a lot of help from all around the college. When we're actually having our setup days, we'll hopefully have 40 or 50 people coming out there helping us set up bleachers, getting the track ready, any sort of announcing or speaker system, that kind of thing.
Do you
see that the family, everyone's all out there. So
you see that the student body like rallies around and supports the pool as a whole?
Absolutely. We get anyone that we know from the College of Ag. As we get closer and closer, we just pull in more and more people. We tell our members to pull in anyone they know. Friends that are out of town, tell them to come in for the weekend, help out. If your family's in town, they're coming out. They can help out wherever we need help.
That's awesome. That to me is part of the draw in itself. Just the fact that students have been running this since for that long a period of time. That's cool. That can draw people in itself. Just that novelty of it.
Totally.
Absolutely. Even last year, we even did a FFA like deal where we had a lot of. It was hosted the same day as we hold the state convention here at Cal Poly, and we were able to let all our FFA members in for free, which was an amazing chance to give back to the community.
Awesome. That's that's a unique concept. It's not you're not alone in it. There's a college in South Georgia, the ABAC college, Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College, that has a pulling track on site, and they have a club or a class actually that has a pulling tractor that they
really?
pull. The teacher pulls the tractor. And it's pretty cool too. They've been doing that for years, I think since the early 70s as well. So
okay,
I've
been saying we were the only college that had a tractor, but our students drive and operate and everything, so we're fully student run.
Mm-hmm.
But we're only the ones that have two tractors. How about that?
Yeah, I think they actually do have two, but I think they only ran one when I was down there. I was down there in 2018, but the instructor drove the tractor. So that's unique for you guys, is that you guys not only build the tractors or maintain them, but your students actually drive them, which that's super cool. How do you determine who gets to drive the tractors? There's a question.
Yeah.
So that's mainly for Trevor. Trevor's kind of in charge of that side, but we base it off of student involvement, how much we see them at different events we're trying to set up and get done, how many times they've driven the tractor before. We try and get as many people through as we can. As long as they're showing up and helping out, putting in time for us, we want to help them and have a good time and see what it's like behind the wheel of a tractor.
That really gets someone stuck in the club. Once you drive it once, you're like, okay, I'm never leaving again. So
right.
That's a great way. We got to get it. Like, we want our upperclassmen to get it before they have to leave, because who knows if they'll ever do that again. But we also want to hold our lowerclassmen. So, yeah.
I'm on the keyboard right now typing in my admission stuff to get out there. So do they take 54-year-old freshmen? Just curious.
Probably, yeah.
So are both tractors there behind you guys? Can we take a look at the tractors?
Yeah. One of them is kind of in disarray right now. We put sorry, I have to deal with my phone also. We put a small hole in our rear block. You can read that. It says "Don't start." There's no oil, but we've got So
I don't think that one's going to start. It would have a lack of compression. Right?
Yeah, a little bit. So it was two of those guys, and then our other one's an Allison V12 with a tube chassis. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What are the motors of big block Chevys on the one tractor?
Yeah. They were. I have to read. I can't remember. They're bored out to 556 displacement with a little larger bore and larger stroke, and then we just got new blowers for this one. I don't know if that's the right. I don't know. But yeah, this one we got running on alcohol, and then the other one's a gas. Allison.
Have you guys both driven the tractors before?
I've driven our Allison tractor. So one of the ways we determine if you can drive is our larger tractor, the one running on the big blocks, is you have to have driven the smaller tractor at least 3 times because the bigger one's a little more temperamental, which is why it's currently blown up. It's more. It happens fairly frequently. But every couple of years.
We've never done it this bad.
No, this is pretty bad for it. But
that's tractor pulling, man. That's tractor
a couple times. I was next in line to drive this one, and then a buddy of ours decided to make it a little. It's going to turn into a table now.
Yeah.
So
a little window into it. Sure, one of our teachers would love to turn it into an educational piece.
So you guys actually work on these things and rebuild the motors in class? Is that?
We've done a lot of work. We didn't do the full build of the motor just because then it's not on us. Even though it is done right, it can get messed up. So we do pretty much everything else, though. Yeah.
Trevor Massetti said it'll come back better. Are there improvements in the works or what?
Well, so our kind of short-term goal, what we're going to do is, since we have that time frame of April 13th of our polls, we're going to turn this into a single engine, run it for that poll, and then next one, hopefully get it back to at least where it was before we keep upgrading, just because where we're at, we upgrade and then issues arise. So we'd rather keeping going down the track. So.
Do you have a light modified class where that single engine will fit better in, or is it?
There's a couple different modified tractor classes, depending on the weight and the engine size. So I believe it's the 6,400 pound. No, Trevor, what is it?
I think it's
6,000 pound, and then the other one is. I don't remember. I don't know where they are, but there's two. They run
74.
I think this was running at the 74, and then this was running at the 6,000.
Okay. You said the same as Outlaw, so it'd be 6,000 and 7,400.
Yeah. And then same class as Outlaw, but this one, the Allison, is like it competes with 3 other tractors that are all on the same level, and then there's one tractor that has a Hemi out front that blows everything out of the water. And so we're all competing.
Do that,
and so maybe this one can compete with that when we turn it single engine. But the twin engine class is a pretty heavy hitting class over here. So she's kind of we've just been trying to keep it reliable and just making it so that stuff like this doesn't happen.
Boys, Gentlemen, I should say, your club's awesome. Give us the dates again really quick and run through the class list, and we'll keep you at this same time slot. I think you guys are going to continue to come on and promote, and then we're going to get excited and talk about some pulling we have down in Louisiana, as we have another guest lined up in the back room. So hit us with those dates, give us some of the highlights, and just, guys, it's awesome what you're doing out there. Keep up the great work.
Awesome. So yeah, the date is Sunday, April 13th. We'll be here at the Cal Poly campus, and we'll have anything above the stock class we can get out here. We're trying to get as many tractors as we can.
Yep. Keep up to date on Facebook and Instagram. We post pretty regular and stuff like that. And yeah, tickets you can buy on Facebook or Instagram. If you want to support the club, honestly, you can buy a ticket and not show up, but you can still support it. All the funds, all the proceeds of the event go into scholarships of the students. So we get donations and stuff to help put on the event, hopefully cover that. And then pretty much every ticket sale will then go into a scholarship for all the student members. So we can keep doing this and keep members involved. And yeah, it's a great way that we get to the double dip kind of thing. We get to learn with these tractors and stuff. And then we also get to keep continuing our education. So
super cool deal out there, guys. Super cool opportunity. There's a lot of folks out there your age that don't get to do that cool stuff like that. And man, I'm jealous. I mean, honestly, that's awesome. That's also, man, teach you a lot of hands-on stuff that a lot of kids aren't learning nowadays. They're so eager to push their kids off into, a 4-year college and, learn to be, learn ancient basket weaving or something like that, and it's like, this is stuff you're going to learn stuff that, you can fall back on, even if you don't choose something like this.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's always something you can use, and you're learning how to work with your hands. So awesome. April the 13th.
Yep.
Molly. We'll be looking forward to it, guys. Be looking forward, and keep putting that stuff out there on social media, man. We'll be looking for it.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, guys.
All right. Let's play some Hammond, Louisiana. It's going to be here in a couple weeks.
Hello, gentlemen. How is everything in Louisiana? Thank you for coming on tonight. I'm going to try to ask as few questions as possible because my voice, for someone who talks as much as I do, you'd think these things would be in better shape than they were. Tell us what's going on in Hammond, Louisiana.
Too much partying for St. Patrick's Day.
Down there.
Is it too much partying for St. Patrick's Day? Is that what it is?
This is too much 4-year-old and 6-year-old in preschool and kindergarten is what this is, guys.
Don't envy you.
So yeah, it's countdown is on. It's right around the corner. March 28th and 29th is going to be here before you know it. We're all excited. Got the tracks getting ready. We're prepping everything out there. Hadn't messed with the dirt yet. Fixing to get on that. That's going to be on my list tomorrow. We did a light check. Started cutting the grass, killing the ants and things like that down here that we have that grows around the little critters that come in around. Getting all that done. The bleachers will be rolling in next week. Getting the gravel, just everything that goes on for the pull is starting to happen. It's crunch time for us around our dealership. We got to make room for the haulers to come in and move all the equipment out and things like that. But it's right around the corner. Can't stress more that we all excited about it down here. Talked to some pullers today. They're getting excited too. There's a lot to do in Louisiana. Everybody calls and wants to know what's going on, where we can go, and I give them a whole list of things to do. That's one thing about Louisiana. People come down early. They're starting to come earlier and earlier every year to make a vacation out of it, even though it's a long ways from a lot of pullers to come down this way.
We
I didn't realize.
we're in a good central location where we're at in South Louisiana, and within an hour radius of us, there's so much to do. From New Orleans, if that's what you want to do, to swamp tours, to alligator farms, to anything and everything that you want to see. A lot of good food, any of that, it's all around there. So you can't go wrong with anything to come do down there and find some stuff. So
You're just across the lake from New Orleans, right? I was looking that up the other day, and yeah, and you've got some neat guests that are gonna come out as well. Didn't you say one of the gentlemen from Swamp People is gonna come join you guys down there too?
Every year, Bruce Mitchell, if he can make it, if he don't have a function, he'll come out and show our pullers how to, because we do the crawfish ball for the pullers and their families. He'll come out and spend a little time with them and take pictures and sign autographs if you want. Kenyon Bankson with Southern Boys Outdoors. It's a big hunting show. He comes out and does the same thing. I mean, people that hadn't experienced crawfish, it's an exciting point for them to come down. The pullers come down and have a good time. Some of them will try them, some of them don't. And it's an art to peeling them if you don't know how to peel them. That's the biggest thing about it. And that's what those guys do. They like to go out and have fun and show them their little, the best way to do it to get the meat out.
So what's the possibility you'd see an alligator in the pit area, guys?
Hopefully it's not that wet in the pit area, so hopefully it'll be okay.
Yeah, hopefully it's not. But if you really want to see one, I can make that happen, though.
That's all right. That's all right. Just curious.
We do have the one of the Cleaver Alligator Farms is thrown the rock distance from us across the interstate. Somebody called today and was asking about some things to do, and they wanted to know. But there is, if you want to go see one, and I'm sure we can get them, get you hooked up if you want to see if you could tackle one out there in the water or something. Hey, I might can make that happen.
Mike, are you going down? Mike's he's kind of crazy like that. He might try some stuff.
I can't even tell you how bad I would want to. I want to. I think this sounds so much fun. I've never been to Louisiana. Pulling in March just sounds like a great time. The pulling culture in the South is something that I overlooked for a long time. And I'm learning that with associations like the Mid-South and pulls that you guys have in Louisiana and Georgia, it's a real deal. I mean, you guys know how to put on a top tier event with the best of them. So 7th and 28th, am I right on that?
28th and 29th.
28th and 29th, March 28th and 29th. I'm angling. I'm manipulating. I'm doing everything I can. We're going to see if we can get down there. 5 awesome classes. Tell us who all's going to be pulling down there, guys.
You got the, of course, the Super Farm tractors. We got the 2-wheel drive super modified trucks, light limited super stock tractors, the pro stock diesel trucks, and the limited pro stock tractors. So we got the 3 spoken classes, and then the 2-wheel drives and the 4-wheel drive diesel trucks.
Of those
classes, good performing classes, and the ones that's been here before, they know our track takes a lot of horsepower to pull the sled down the track.
Which class is the most popular with pullers in that region or fans? What do the fans get most excited for, and which one brings out the most numbers out of those classes?
So we had pretty even numbers last year across the board. I mean, talking about 10, 11 tractors in most classes. Fans like to cheer us on, being the hometown favorite Super Farm. And then the pro stock diesel trucks now become pretty popular down there, both with Ari there with the new truck we got going on. And then we've also got a friend down in Metairie on his third. He's got 3 trucks now. So trucks are becoming kind of popular down here. But then out of the Mid-South, I mean, they bring a big showing of everything. I mean, Super Farms are tough in Mid-South. And the 4-1 limited pros are out there too. And I mean, even the light limiteds, they put on an awesome show. We get some wheel standing action. I think there's some videos out there of Richard Taylor. He likes to stand it up on the back end there a little bit coming down the track, but he knows what it takes to get down there. And they like it, and they put on a great show with it.
Will we see the Hercules diesel truck? I saw them pull in Georgia this last fall, and they told me they were from Louisiana. Are they kind of in your neck of the woods? Are they likely to be out at this event?
Yes, they will be there. They're in Metairie, which is towards New Orleans. George showed up to our pool his son saw it on Facebook and came here 2 years ago now. And it was either us as a tractor pull or a rodeo to go. And they happened to come here and ran into Stoney here with the trucks, and he knew Stoney from the past. And he just fell in love with it and loved it. Now he's building his third truck right now. And very tough competitor, nice trucks. So yes.
Yeah, they're a Greek family. I mean, they're almost international pullers, I guess you could say. So really fun story and a hard running truck. Another one of those that makes you realize pulling in the deep South, it's a real deal.
Well, also too, you got to realize too, that's what we promoted down here as a family fun event. He has 2 sons, and that's what he's built 2 trucks for. It's a family affair with them also. And that's, the biggest thing with it is like the same thing when we got the 4-wheel drive truck. It's all about logistics, about getting all the equipment around afterwards too. So that's what he's trying to get all this stuff down there to Louisiana, and because he actually he works on them in his shop in Tennessee with the where most of them are right now, but they go back and forth. But yes, it's he leaves them in Tennessee because it's a shorter thing. He's trying to convince me to stay up there too, but I always like to get mine back home for some reason. It seems like I always got to work on mine. but yes, but it is. That's what we promote down here on this pull. It is a family fun event. We do advertise this family fun event for the spectators to come here, and we do cater to the kids too, because it is fun. It is all exciting when you can line the kids up 300 feet down the track and get them out there and do some kind of dance or something like that with our announcer, the Crazy Cajun. He's always got them interaction, and that's part of it to make everybody have a good time.
Yeah, and we were one of the first areas to kick off some of the Power Wheels pulling too, and that brings out an awesome crowd, and the kids love it. Get trophies. Some of the pullers usually donate some stuff and things for that as well, and just the opportunity for the kids to get out there and jump on some Power Wheels and put on a little show. I mean, it's you couldn't see bigger smiles than those kids out there.
Oh, I bet. How long have you guys been putting this pull on?
This is our I think this is actually our 11th year, Michael. Is that correct? I think it's our.
Yeah, we had 2 years off during COVID, 2020 and 2021. We had to cancel. But yeah, we started back in.
I want to say the first pull we had in a meet at the arena was almost 11 years ago, and then we moved it closer to us. This is probably the 8th year here at our facility here, and it's really been exciting. And from the first time that we came down here. Some people's been here just about every pull. First year we did it, I almost could tell you it was a disaster, but it wasn't that we didn't know what was going on. It was just where we built the track at. It wasn't a good spot. It was actually on the swamp. I'll be honest with you. We was misinformed whenever we went out there to do it, and we got some rain a couple nights before, and it just created a sponge. But I got to give them credit when the sled came down and all the people that came and worked with us and everything. They stuck it out and we had a pull. So, but that's how it all kicked off. That's why I guess the pull in the swamp gets its name from, because of our first pull. But where we at now, I got to tell you, it is hard. It is parking's good. We have no swamp right where we at, but just go south of us about 9 miles, and it is a swamp there though.
Do you have any RV spots there where people can camp out there close?
Not at our facility. We don't have the spots yet for the RVs, but there is there's a little small town of Robert, which is 10 minutes from us. There's 2 big, huge RV campgrounds there, and both of those is really nice. One of them, Fireside, has more shaded trees, and then the other one changed. I think it's Suncoast now. It was Reunion Lake, but they changed names recently. But they got some nice spots, and you jump on the interstate in 10 minutes, you're there. It's not. And there's a lot of people that checked them out and stayed there before in the past. We do have a lot of hotels in town that's nice to stay at too. Of course, we got the Holiday Inn, we got the Marriott, we just got a Home 2 Suite in the Hampton. We booked some rooms got some blocks off at the Hampton. I don't know if they got them all booked up yet, but that's some of your nicer hotels. And of course, check out the local Airbnbs. There's quite a few of those out there too. And some of the pullers come in and stay at those also, just because they can share, and some of them pitch in and stay together, and won't cost as much there. Plenty of restaurants in our area. Of course, seafood. I mean, 10-minute drive down south. You go to Mendorf's, right across the interstate that people drive the they'll drive their RTVs or stuff too from here. We got Don Seafood, which they are a sponsor of ours this year. I want to thank them, Don Seafood. They got more of the Cajun food, and really good to go there and see. And of course, we got plenty of places in town to go. So we got everything that we need right here at the location for anybody to come down and have fun. And like we were saying earlier, people come down early. I got some people coming in Tuesday and asked if there was a place that would go and park. They'll disappear till Thursday afternoon or Friday morning or whatever, and go spend some time with their family and tour Louisiana.
I think Gallitz and them are coming from Wisconsin. They're coming in on Sunday.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're coming in down on Sunday. Then going to park. We got to park them off the side for a few days, and they can go around and go do things as well. So, and that's one thing that we're getting. I mean, I was counting this morning. We put out there. We had 10 states represented last year. We're going to pretty much have that again this year. We're getting the Bausmas up from Minnesota, come down every year. Gallup's been coming now from Wisconsin. We're getting quite a few others from Ohio, Indiana, and stuff too. So, it's been awesome pull of a draw because we are outdoors. Everybody's been pulling indoors, but it's fun to kind of start going outdoors, and we're kind of in that sweet spot where, it's still a little cold in areas where people can't quite get in the fields yet sometime too. So we hit that, the timing is just right for that. So
yeah, you're in that sweet spot in the schedule too, right before the season really starts. And, some teams might want to do a little testing and vacation at the same time. So yeah, that's a pretty cool deal.
Yeah, and with the 2-wheel drive class, we've been pulling a lot of great pullers out of Texas with that. I mean, that's a strong class over in Texas, and a lot of those guys come over and really want to, especially if they've been doing a little tinkering over the winter, they want to run their engines a little bit. So it's been great for them as well.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, we wish you guys the best of luck. We'll keep having you back on here at the same time, and folks, be sure to check it out. Hammond, Louisiana, at the 28th and 29th. That'll be here before we know it, guys.
It's right around the corner, but hey, we're ready. We on our way to have everything ready to go, and everybody just come on down and have a good time. We want to invite all the pullers to come, and just hey, you work with us, we're gonna work with you, and have a great pull, and expect y'all to come to have fun. That's what it's all about.
That's perfect. Guys, thanks for coming on. Best of luck.
Good luck, guys.
See you later.
All right. Let's talk Midwest Spring Super Bowl. Matt, April 4th and 5th. Tell us everything we need to know about Super Bowl coming up.
Well, thanks for having us on again. Our pre-registration is going to close 1 week from today. So we've had great pre-registration. I think our numbers are up from last year. We'll be in Waterloo at the spring shootout this weekend. I'll have registration forms there. So if you haven't registered or you don't want to register online, find me there and I can get you a form and we can get you taken care of this weekend. And if you're waiting to make sure you don't break down there, you've got Sunday and Monday to get registered online, and we'll get you set up to go.
Tell us about when everything gets going. I know this is a massive pull. Tell us about when the kickoff times are and all the different bits of equipment we can expect to see while we're hanging out up there.
So we'll go up there on Tuesday night, and then starting on Wednesday, we will prep the track. And then on Thursday, we'll open the building at 3:00. We'll start teching tractors from 3 to 7. So on Thursday, you can't get into the building until your tractor's been teched. So we start that at 3:00, and we'll do that till 7. And we'll do a couple of test hooks at 7:30. We limit test hooks, so if you want a test hook, we've probably got a couple more slots. If you get a hold of me on Facebook Messenger or through email on our Midwest Spring Super Bowl at gmail.com, we'll get you signed up for a test hook. And then on Friday, we're going to start pulling at 10 a.m. and Saturday we'll start pulling at 10 a.m. as well. So and tech will be open from 7 to 9 in the morning both those days. So when you come into the event, if you've been there before, you know we park you pretty tight. So if you want to park next to your buddy and you're not coming at the same time, go hang out at the bar and wait till he's there, because as you come in, we're going to park you right next to the guy who was right in front of you and as tight as we can, because we need all the room we can get. I think aside from the snowstorm we're supposed to get this week, the weather's looking pretty good, so we should have plenty of parking up on top of the hill, but we'll find out when we get a little bit closer. So,
Kenzie, how far away is this pull from where you guys are located? This is pretty close to your neck of the woods, right?
It's about 3 hours north of us.
Okay. Now it's an indoor facility with garden tractors, and I hate using that term, but mini tractors and mini rods, and I mean, it's some of the pictures I've seen is really remarkable. How many different classes do you guys have show up to this?
So we run 19 classes each day. And so we've got stock garden tractors with kids as young as 5 years old up to naturally aspirated big tire mini rods. So they have the same size tire as a mini modified would have, and everything in between. So this Oliver tractor behind me is a super modified tractor. So that is about the size of your garden tractor, just stretched out a little bit. It's got an 800cc snowmobile engine in it. And then we've got our mini rod in the back. That's got a small block Chevy with 34-inch tires on it. And then another mini rod here, same thing, small block Chevy with 34s. So those are kind of some of our main classes, but just about anything in between there. If you go online, look at our rules. If you don't find somewhere where you fit, give me a call and we'll find somewhere to fit you. I think we pretty much got everybody covered. So
you mentioned 13 classes a day. How many pullers do you expect at this event?
19 classes per day.
19
so last year we had over 200 tractors.
Oh, wow.
And everybody can pit. Our pits are massive. All the tractors fit inside the pits. We do have the heated tech area. Well, the whole building is heated, but the tech area has a little bit more electric if you want to plug your tractor in on a battery charger or oil warmer or something like that. But the main pole in our pit area is about 300 by 200 inside the building. And our track, we run 2 tracks side by side, and those are about 160 and 185 feet long.
Awesome.
So as far as indoor mini rod garden tractor pulls go, do we know of any facility or class lineup? Is this one of the upper echelons? Is this one of the biggest that a person's going to be able to find?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's a handful that I know of, Powderly, Kentucky, and Liberty. I think those guys run close to 500 hooks in 2 days, just like what we do, and put on a great show. I've never been to Keystone, but I think that they're probably another step up above what we're doing. But as far as in our area, I think you'd have to drive more than 12 to 14 hours to find anything like what we've got.
Sure.
And they're 200 tractors easily. We had 20 more pre-registrations come in today, so every day we're getting more and more.
How far away do you have pullers coming from, guys? I mean, you have them coming from several other states. I mean, hundreds of miles, or?
Oh yeah, we've got one puller's coming from Quebec, Canada. So
cool.
Drives all the way down from I think he's 21 hours. Last year we had guys from Massachusetts. I'm not sure if they're coming back this year, but I think we had Tennessee last year. Was probably the farthest. Michigan, and then all the states around Wisconsin, Minnesota, North Dakota.
I would think that Massachusetts would be a pretty good haul there.
Yeah. Yeah, they came out and cleaned house too. So
you don't want them to come back, huh?
They're welcome anytime.
Let's jump over to Matt Creswick. What's on your checklist before everything's ready to rock and roll? Kind of on your agenda for it.
Yeah, I tend to be more at the registration table, so I get to kind of try to manage the chaos on that end of things. So it's really helpful when we get people to pre-register. We can have everything ready for them when they get through tech. They can come up at the table, and we'll have a packet that gives them all their info and all their numbers and everything. But we're perfectly happy to welcome people that want to register day of. That's something we've gotten better and better at handling. So I think that'll go pretty smoothly. But yeah, that's kind of more on my end of the checklist that I tend to help out with is aside from the personal getting my own equipment ready. Yeah, just trying to kind of help manage things on that end and make sure everybody gets the info they need and everything can go as smoothly.
Yeah, indoor pools are their own animal. I know the trials and tribulations of it. I've been heavily involved in planning and operating the Cowtown Showdown in Kansas City, and it's just when you have so many pullers coming from so many different areas, you don't have ready. You got to get all that information. There's just so many things, so many I's to dot and T's to cross, security and gate and puller's gate, and I know what a headache it is, guys. It's like. And I know I'm sure you have fun doing it, but some guys will come up to me during the summer and say, "When are you going to have that Cowtown Showdown again? It's so fun." I was like, "Yeah, I'm glad it was fun. I remember being very stressful."
Yeah.
So I feel for you guys, and kudos to what you're doing there.
Yeah, my big stress this week has been we get skid steers and different equipment donated from different places, and so we need harnesses and everything to make those work together. And so trying to get all that put together has been much harder than I thought it was going to be. But we're 5 years into this now, so every year it's just refine a little bit, and hopefully, in 5 more years it'll be even easier.
So when the pull is coming up the week of the pull, and you're just trying to get yours ready to go, how often is your phone ringing and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I can't even tie the thing down in a trailer because my phone keeps ringing"?
Yeah, that happens, and you just have to bite your tongue and answer the questions. And last year, a lot of times at the pull, I don't. I'm all my tractors are signed up, but if something's going on, I usually find the person who's behind me and say, "If I'm not in line, you just skip me." And last year, there's a moment I thought, "Okay, here we go." So I got my mini rod up to the line. And we pushed it up, and then as soon as we flipped the fuel pump on, just fuel was running all over the ground. So I pushed it back and said, "Okay, we're not going to do it." And then I started thinking about it, and I knew what I needed to do, and we got it running and got it down the track. But this year I'm going to let Tara drive it, and I might drive it once on Saturday, but we'll see how the weekend goes. But.
Yep, I've been there. I pulled truck and ran pulls, and I know what that's like when you got your own machine and something goes wrong, you can fix it, but you just got to push it off, and for the the sake of the pull itself. So I get it.
Everybody says, "How come you're not pulling? How come you're not pulling?" My number one priority is that pull has to run, and we can't have problems. And so that's the first thing. And if it's going smooth and there's time, then we'll jump in the seat. But getting the pull done and getting everybody lined up and making sure everything's going smooth is priority number one. So
absolutely. So what's the dates of the pull again, and what's it cost to get in and everything?
So the pull is April 4th and 5th in New Richmond, Wisconsin at the Cedar Lake Speedway Arena. And so spectator tickets are $10 a piece, and pit passes are $20 a day or $35 for the weekend.
Awesome.
Plenty of room. They got a huge concession area, huge bleachers. It's a really nice facility. So,
can you get cheese curds at the concession up there?
I don't believe they have cheese curds.
Do they? I think so. I think
they do. You're in Wisconsin, man.
We're right down the road from Ellsworth, so.
Kenzie knows my opinion of cheese curds.
If I go to pull in Wisconsin, everybody's some cheese curds, doggone.
And they can stay in Wisconsin.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, thank you for coming on. I've been looking at pictures of it. It's a phenomenal event. I mean, the equipment you guys draw is really impressive. There's a lot of neat iron up there, a lot of ingenuity. You'll be back on this same spot for the next couple of weeks. We wish you best of luck, and we know it's gonna be a good success. We know that everything's moving in the right direction.
Yep. We appreciate your guys' time, and look forward to talking to you next week.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Just keep this same time slot, and hopefully I can talk to you next week. Thanks for coming on, guys.
Best of luck, guys.
All right.
Mike, I was gonna jump off of here when you came on, but then you started talking, and I thought, man, I can't leave a brother in this shape.
I was gonna text you, and I was gonna say I owe you. I owe you. You have not only, but really big thank you to Ron Stone for being our special guest host tonight. Jason and I were both busy, and yeah. Next time we're at a pool, first round's on me, buddy.
All right, cheese curds are on you, right?
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit of pulling through the past. Kenzie, if you want to run the super cool graphic, and then Ron and I are going to nerd out. We're going to be kind of home team players here for a little bit, and I'm going to talk a little outlaw history that I've discovered.
Awesome.
All right. Pull myself up from the bootstraps, see if I can make this happen. And Kenzie, you've been around too. You know, you're an outlaw girl. You know a lot of these pullers. Who would you guys say are what four outlaw pullers have the most national points championships to their credit? Now, this is tentative. I don't have all the research, but I found some research back to about 1989. So who are some names off the top of your mind that you would say, oh, so-and-so, he's going to be top 4 points champions of all time?
Mr. Don Nelson.
Don Nelson's just outside of it. He's going to come in at about the 7 or 8 spot with 6 national titles to his credit. Back to 1989, tentative list. There might be more if we go all the way back to 82.
Ulmers?
Ulmers are number 5.
Now, which Ulmers? You got to narrow that down.
Well, we're tied. We're tied.
Okay.
So Kurt, and Mark both come in with 8 apiece at the number 5 spot.
5 spot.
So
how about Wayne Longnecker?
Yeah,
Wayne Longnecker was on. I think he's got 5 to his credit. Yeah, Wayne Longnecker's got 5 to his credit, so that's going to put him around number 10. Your number 4 sound like this. And where I'm going with this is 3 of these pullers I knew, completely new. One of them I had never heard of, and he's the one I'm going to feature in pulling through the past tonight. Okay. I guarantee you, Ron Stone knows this puller very
I think
well.
I already know who it is.
He's an old door slammer. Yep. So number 1 of outlaw points that I found so far is Robert Zajac, which I've learned recently they call Whitey. I guess that's his nickname. They call him Whitey. So Whitey's number 1 with 14 national points championships.
Wow. Good job.
Matt Goodwin comes in number 2 with 10. And I think some of those might have been with his dad, Dennis, and some of those might have been kind of doubled down when the Diesel Super was running with the Super Stock Open, but he's got 10. Then we go on down to Glenn Freeze. No surprise there. He's got 9. And now, Kenzie, you've heard all those names, right?
I have.
What about Kenneth Popham? Have you ever heard of Kenneth Popham?
I have not.
9 9 Outlaw points championships. Kenneth Popham, I'd never heard of him. And I was like, what is wrong with me? Now, I bet Ron's heard of Kenneth Popham, though.
Yeah, this is the Milky Way truck, right?
This is, so our pulling through the past pictures, and tonight's, none of these are mine. These are all courtesy of Eddie Holland. Now, if you've seen the printed shirts, like the t-shirts that have the graphic design of like the old 4-wheel drive trucks or the dragsters, that's all Eddie's work. And in my research, I found that he had some prints of this truck, and I reached out to him. I said, hey, I need one picture. I'm writing an article. Can you give me one picture? I'll trade you some of my pictures, whatever you want to do. He sent me like 30. He was so gracious. He was so kind. So yeah, our pulling through the past featured puller, Kenneth Popham, exactly like Ron says. He is the Milky Way 4-wheel drive, but he didn't just pull a 4-wheel drive. He also had a super modified 2-wheel drive and a modified, 7,400 pound modified or a light modified. I think it was actually like a 5,800 pound modified. And in 1992, he won the points championships for the Outlaws with all 3 of them. He won the 4-wheeler, the 2-wheeler, and the mod. So a couple of pictures, all courtesy of Eddie on here. Here's a recent photo. This was Kenneth in front of that Milky Way. This was Whitewright, Texas. 2018 is what they thought. Here's his super modified 2-wheel drive truck he called Fast Forward. Here is his hard charging 5,800 pound twin mod, twin Hemi that he called the Outlaw. Now there's video of him online winning at the Houston Astrodome against the likes of Wayne Sullivan and John Heilman and some of those big legends back in the day. He also drove a Toronto mod called Moo Juice.
Yep.
He was a big dairy farmer south of San Antonio from Floresville, Texas. Now, the other name that popped up a lot that got my mind turning, it's going to make Ron's turn again, the Janky Motors.
Yeah.
Jerry Janky, every single motor we're looking at right here came out of the Jerry Janky shop. And they said Kenneth was the type of person who spared no expense when it came to seeking out horsepower and drove it just as someone should. And of course, that made me think of back in the day, like the Yellow Rose of Texas and the Blue Bonnet, the Texas Blue Bonnet. And I sought out another resource, and I gave our legend and our friend Dave Bennett a call. And I said, do you know anything about Kenneth Popham? And he told me that in the magazine, and I always say it wrong, Ron, is it Power Pulling or Pulling Power?
Pulling Power.
Pulling Power.
Yep.
In the Pulling Power, there's a picture of all those trucks that were powered by the Janky power plants behind the wall of the Alamo. And he said that this is one of the coolest pictures that he'd ever seen. And I said, I know someone who's probably got that exact copy or who's seen that picture. So had you ever seen the picture of the Yellow Rose and the Blue Bonnet from Texas and the Milky Way all paired together down there in San Antonio?
I think that's that's in a Pulling Power magazine. Yeah, I think that's right. The Moo Juice, if I'm not mistaken, I think that tractor is still pulling in a light modified class with the Texas truck and tractor pullers, if I'm not mistaken.
That would be really cool. Now, Kenzie, go ahead and throw Dan's comment back up on there, because it was one of Dan's videos that I had found where he posts through his website. And so Richard would have been the one that was driving the mod in the Astrodome. So very cool stuff. Completely. I didn't discover a hidden gem. I discovered an aspect of pulling history that I had not learned about. And, that's what's fun about it. You don't ever know everything, and just a cool guy. I mean, 9 points championships. He pulled off the Triple Crown in 1992, winning all 3 classes. Just neat stuff,
that kind of stuff will wear a guy out right there. A season like that.
I can believe it. One last comment, Kenzie, if you want to throw Mark Olmers up there, I'll touch on that really quick before I sign off for the night and we turn this over to Massetti and friends. Did you find Arlen from Harlan? So I did not forget about that, and that was in today's article as well. Yes, Arlen Jensen gave me a phone call last week, and we did some follow-up. Did we ever find the Orange Machine or the Orange Machine 2? And Arlen said, I did not actually buy the rolling chassis of that tractor. He said, I bought the transmission out of it. Now, it's funny that you're asking this, Mark, because as fate would have it, I had another random phone call today, and it was Leo Kinzenbaugh out of Eastern Iowa, who pulls with the Eastern Iowa Pullers, the association that Mike and Jason Schultz started out in. And they pull the Aunt Alice 190 and then later on the AC 200. And he also told me, he said, I bought several parts from the Orange Machine. And he said, truth be told, that's pretty much where it went. He said all the pullers, it's the Orange Machine, as far as we know, it doesn't exist anymore.
Scattered all over the place. Yeah.
It has made its way to several different puller shops in brown boxes across the state of Iowa. So, you know,
It was
you always,
donor.
yeah, exactly. You know, you always want to track down these historic tractors and find them sitting under a tarpaulin, you know, just as you remember them. But more often than not, I imagine that's probably the fate of what happens to these vintage machines.
You know, going back to talking about Texas and four-wheel drive, you know, where nowadays, you know, Texas kind of known for two-wheel drive trucks, you know, in this day and age. But there was a time there in the 80s where Texas was feared in that four-wheel drive class. A lot of top runners came out of the Lone Star State back in the 80s.
Well, and I think it was that
Popham and
that janky, you know, that janky racing or whatever we would have called it. I think that had a lot to do with it. You know, once one of the guys I was talking to on the phone, you know, I hate to just be a name dropper left and right, but, you know, I was chatting with a good friend of mine out of McAdoo, Texas, and he mentioned, you know, the janky name. And I said, okay, now the dots are starting to connect a little bit. But I think, you know, that power plant, but you're right, Ron, the late 80s, early 90s, it was a hotbed for a lot of trucks with some serious potential. So
yeah, Moreno was he was one to deal with in that class. He was
yes, he was
there for a while. So
yes,
McAdoo, Texas, who could be from McAdoo, Texas?
Yeah, that's it. I'm not going to name drop it all, but yeah, that really, you know, kept it good and secret right there. But it's, you know, it's so neat. You get down there and you look at some pulling in a part of the world that you're not from, and you hear these first account stories and just good stuff. You know, there's no wrong way to go pulling, and you know, it's just a lot of fun doing this research. Well, this is a point in the show where we pretty much transition it all over to out west. Ron, thank you so much for stepping in and doing us a favor. And
Mike, one thing I want to say to you, one word, buddy. Ricola.
just as long as we're good by June. I don't care what it sounds like between now and then. I can, you know, Kurt Van Beek's back there holding his breath and just shut up and rest and make sure it's ready in June.
Rest the pipe.
But no, seriously, Ron, I appreciate you for bailing us out tonight.
Yeah,
you know, fun show. I caught a little bit with you and Ken. Of course, you and Ken are good pals, so I'm sure you guys had a great time. And you know, no wrong way to go pulling, folks. But thanks for tuning in. This is the part where I sign off, and we're going to transition over to Massetti and friends, Brian Massetti. I hope everything's going awesome out in California, and take it away, my man.
It is good. Thanks, Michael. I hope you get your voice back.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And like I said, Ron, thanks for doing your thing. And folks, I'll see you next Monday.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike.
Yep, thank you.
Hi, Brian.
Hey, Kenzie, how are you?
Oh, it's good. It's good.
We're unsupervised again this week, huh?
We are, but it's fine because we got. I can't see behind my camera, but all these lovely people to keep us in line. And a new person.
Cool. Well, there's our crew. Look at Trev in front of the whip. We got all this fancy stuff now.
Fancy now.
So, cool. Well, welcome everybody. I don't know if Uncle Steve's going to join us tonight, but here we are again. It's Monday night. Massetti's and friends. Brad Lee.
How's it going?
Thanks for being our friend and for joining us. Brad is Brad, introduce yourself. I know you, but tell us about who Brad is.
All right, I'm Bradley Haglin. I'm from Escalon, California. I'm currently a student at Cal Poly. This is my last 2 days of school here. I'm graduating after tomorrow. I've been a member of the Tractable Club on campus for a few years now with Trevor, trying to keep everything together and running pretty smooth. Yeah.
So what, congratulations on your graduation coming up, but what's next for Bradley?
Next for Brad, other than getting a job, is figuring out how I'm getting into Poland. That's definitely number one on the list.
Okay. What was your what's that?
Is it before or after the job on the list?
Well, I need money, so I guess the job has to come first, but
well, it's good to have priorities. What was your major, Brad? What's your field you're going to be working in?
So I was a member of the Bioresource and Ag Engineering major at Cal Poly, which we're actually in charge of the Tractor Pull Club. And I'm planning on doing some kind of water engineering. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing more pipeline engineering or open water, open channel kind of engineering design, but I'm going to go somewhere like that.
Okay. Terrific. Definitely plenty of that in our area.
Yeah.
So cool. So you guys had Hudson and Brandon joined earlier with Ron and Kenzie. I feel like they did a great job, but the other reason we're having Bradley here is he's also, as he mentioned, part of the Cal Poly Tractor Pull team. So for the people that weren't watching earlier, let's hit it again. Let's talk a little bit about your event. Give us the particulars, the when, where, what's going on.
Okay, so I've been a little bit out of the loop as of recent because I'm not going to be here technically I'll be a graduate by then, but it's going to be April 13th, hopefully on our field right across from the crops unit at Cal Poly. Trevor, I don't know what time it is. Noon?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. Okay.
Tell them.
Go ahead,
Trevor. Talk about the program and how it works with the scholarships and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, so as far as the club goes, technically there's two different divisions. There's the Tractor Pull Club and then the Tractor Pull team. The club deals primarily in setting up our own pull, our own event that we do every year. All of the money that we raise from the pull goes straight into scholarships for all the students who are involved. So I'd say as far as the club goes, that's the main priority, is making sure that we have our pull running smoothly every year, getting it all set up, working everything through with the school. And then more on the team side, we have our own 2 tractors that we bring to events up and down the state, as well as to our own events that we do all the maintenance on them. We drive them. We get them back and forth to where they need to go. It's all kind of on us, and we find lots of people to help, but it's our show that we're running.
Trev kind of mentioned it. What is what does this event do for your club or your program? What are we trying? What's the point? What are we trying to do? Just have a good weekend, or is there more
for
to
the
it?
most part, we're trying to raise money for scholarships for all the students. School's expensive, and all of any money that's not spent on putting on the show goes directly back into the club as scholarships for all the members.
Nice. Ballpark, how much are you guys able to raise?
I don't know the numbers. Trevor, do you know the numbers a little? Probably better than I do.
Yeah, I think right now we're at $13,000 or $14,000, which is pretty good. We are hoping to see a couple more checks come through, but yeah, it's pretty awesome to be able to give out.
That's what you get, and that's what you have in sponsor money so far.
So far, yeah. So then we'll also get all the ticket sale money, will go towards the scholarships also. And then like any, all the concessions, the food stuff that we sell, tri-tip sandwiches, hot dogs, like whatever else ends up being sold on the day of, that all goes towards the same thing, scholarships.
Nice. James, did you have something earlier before I cut you off?
Yeah, kind of same thing. But Brad, why don't you tell us? You're a year older than Trevor. Why don't you tell us how you got into tractor pulling and the club, and like how your involvement has changed or your outlook on it has changed?
Okay, yeah. So back in Escalon, I had a mentor, who was my ag advisor in high school. His name is Matthew Terra. He actually has a 6,000 pound Econo modified that he brings out around a lot. And he was actually a member of the club back when he went to Cal Poly. And growing up around him, he's been telling me for years, oh, you got to go to Cal Poly. They have this awesome tractor pull program. Like that's the kind of thing that you need to be getting into. Like, I know you'll love it. And growing up around Stockton, I would always be going to the county fair and see the truck and tractor pulls all the time. But I didn't really know a ton about it. So when I first came to Cal Poly, I was interested, but it was right during COVID. I was the COVID graduation year of 2020. So there was really nothing going on. We didn't have any polls we went to. We didn't have our own poll. So I didn't really get into it until my sophomore year. And when I got into it, just because of COVID, there was a massive loss of knowledge from kind of people trickling down, going through the club. There wasn't a lot of older kids to help kind of show us what we were doing. So I know that for the first couple of years, me and Trevor and a couple other guys were struggling at times to kind of get everything figured out again. And that's been really fun, actually. It was definitely a challenge to get ourselves situated right and make sure that we knew how to run everything. But now I think it was a great experience, and there was a lot of different challenges we had to kind of face and work through. But I feel like I'm better for it.
Yeah,
You kind of touched. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I definitely agree. Like it was cool to see the teamwork and like how we all kind of, it was everybody's first time, right? Besides maybe 2 or 3 people who had done it that were seniors when we were freshmen. But yeah, it was very cool to see.
And it's not like it used to be when Dr. Zons and Gary were there being more hands-on. You guys don't have for lack of, like a professor or an advisor that's as hands-on and really providing leadership, do you?
I wouldn't say so. Dr. Schwartz, who's one of the current advisors, he's an amazing guy and helps us in every way that he can, and is really great as far as working with the school and setting up our event. But as far as the actual tractors go, it's been a struggle at times, but we've made the most of it for sure.
It's very impressive to see what you all have done as a team, and I think you guys are leaving it in good hands, better than when you both started. So that's, kudos to you guys for doing that. Your whole team, not just the 2 of you here, but all of you who are graduating and moving on to the real world. It's cool to see. Anything else? What stands out about your event? Why should pullers come? Why should spectators come? Hell, why should I go?
Well, for one, I mean, it is, your son's the president of the club, so probably a good idea.
Okay.
But other than that, I will say we cook a killer tri-tip lunch for everybody. I don't know, whoever knows Owen Murphy, he's out there behind the barbecue pit nice and early cooking up for everybody. As far as the atmosphere goes, I think that we have the friendliest crew out of anybody at any pull you're ever going to go to. We're all just eager to be there, having a great time, enjoying seeing all the tractors going by. And also you're helping the kids. You're helping all of us, helping us get scholarships and kind of keep this thing going. We've been putting this pull on for a long time now, and it's really important to see it kind of continue on even after we leave.
Do you guys want to, is there any sponsors you want to give a little shout out to, or are you in a position, do you have that information with you?
Trevor might.
I know that's probably more for Hudson or whoever the chairperson is of sponsorships, but
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of we've been fortunate this year to have a lot of donors come in. Going through the list here. There's a lot of previous alumni from Cal Poly that continue to donate, which is super awesome to see that come in. Like, there's people who their kids go to Cal Poly and go in the tractor pull program, and then once the kids leave, they continue to donate, or the kid that was in the pull team donates, and it's pretty cool to see that those names pop up. For some reason, this spreadsheet won't load right now, but
well, we could hit that next week too.
Yeah.
That was kind of just off the cuff for you there, but and I know you have like chairpersons for every different part of the event, right? Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Brad, is there anything else you want to throw out there about yourself, maybe to potential employers, or you never know who's watching?
Well, I would just like to say, I guess this is a good spot to thank all the members on the team. It's definitely been some of the best friends and best memories that I've made through college. And if anybody's watching and your kid or you might be going to Cal Poly, make sure you stop by and try and join the club, because it's the best experience you're going to have in school.
Do you have a favorite memory in particular from the tractor pull team? Any pull or event that stands out?
I will say probably the first time I drove in Ukiah, California. A couple of my roommates who were going to school with me, they were in the club. They were supposed to be taking a trip with their girlfriends down to San Luis Obispo the weekend of the poll to go take them to the beach and have a nice weekend out. And they found out that I was driving and said, you know what? We're making the trip up to Ukiah where it's 110, and we're going to this poll, and we're bringing them with us. And the morning of the poll, we were unloading our tractor, and I noticed as I'm unloading it, the steering on this tractor does not work. And all my friends are bringing their girlfriends and ditching them on a trip to the beach to come be here, and the tractor might not run today. So making the trip down to the auto zone to get more power steering fluid, and then having the tractor work and be able to run, and all my friends were there, and it was a great deal.
Cool.
That is awesome. Awesome memory to have. But speaking of that tractor and steering, or was it the twin engine you're talking about, or was it the Allison?
It was the Allison.
Oh, okay. So was it you that drove the twin engine in Santa Rosa with one hand on the throttle and one hand on the roll cage?
I was trying to leave that one out.
Yeah. Well, if you hadn't brought up the steering, I wouldn't have remembered it.
Yeah. It was the first pull that we got it back, and we hadn't had the clutch set right. We weren't sure if it was going to run right, and there was just a lot of things going on.
So all that made you forget to hold the steering wheel.
In my head, I thought, you know what? It's going to hook up so well that the front wheels aren't going to touch the ground anyways. I'm going to steer with the brakes. It doesn't matter.
Which was pretty true for the most part until you went out of bounds.
Yeah.
But that's all good. You guys are impressive. I'm proud of what you guys are doing. We're happy to be a part of your program in any little way we can be. So
thank you.
And we appreciate you being our friend and coming on tonight. And now this is where we turn it over to James. And if Jason was here, he'd say, oh, James is the best Massetti. This is the best thing going. The rest of you are just here. So anyways, James, looks like you're not in a classroom tonight. So maybe, take it away.
Not. Can you guys see the screen?
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's the picture we're referencing there. You can see it looks like the right hand's on the steering wheel. The right hand is full throttle right there. The left hand is lagging a little bit, but that's okay. It was a cool picture. Anyways, Brad, I think you've seen the show. We won't dwell on the picture too much, but I'm going to show everyone a marketplace listing You're going to guess the asking price. Price is Right rules, closest without going over. You get 1 point for being the closest, 3 points for being exact. We invite the audience to play along. Brad, you're probably not going to get a GSI t-shirt if you win, but you might. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The first listing here is this 78 Ford. It's a 2.6. Body is very clean. It has 2 Apex turbos. I'm not sure if that means one spare because that doesn't fit the class. So I think one spare. I don't know. Profab transmission, I assume. 18-inch wheels with new tires. Bosch standalone fuel system. Engine's got less than 20 hooks on it. He's got an extra head. It's got hydraulic steering, brand new clutch, and the transfer case is brand new. It's ready to pull. So it's pretty good looking truck. I can't remember what state it's out of, but it's pretty cool. Brad, are you interested?
It looks pretty nice.
You're a Ford guy, right?
I guess. I mean, I bought 2 of them, so I guess kind of have to be.
Yeah. Well, Brad, why don't we start this one off with you?
Oh, no.
I normally make the guests go last, but I like you so much, you're going to go first.
Oh, thanks, James. I'll say 32,000.
32? Okay. Kenzie, what do you think?
50,000.
50?
Yeah, 50.
Gotcha. Dad?
65,000.
65. Uncle Kev?
I was thinking 60.
60? I think that's your probably pretty close to your record, by the way.
Thank
for
you.
not talking, but 22 minutes is pretty good.
I was waiting. I was gonna say I haven't heard Uncle Kevin say a single word yet.
I didn't. Nobody asked me anything.
Kevin, how are you doing tonight?
I'm pretty good. How you doing?
I'm good.
Thanks for
what did
asking.
Dad say? 65?
Yeah, he did.
I'm gonna go 70.
70. That's a pretty good guess. 70,000.
Oh, yes.
Trevor nails it. A little questionable there on the
Cheating
legitimacy.
Trev is back.
He's back. He's alive.
That's baloney.
Anyways, Trev off to a hot start here. 3 points. Brad, do you think he's cheating?
Of course.
I'm
gonna say
you don't
Yeah.
get the name Cheating Trev without cheating.
That's true. Well, let's see. This one here is a 1970 Plymouth Hemi Cuda. It's got all original sheet metal. It's the ownership is very well documented. It's one of 284, so it's a survivor. It's got original matching numbers on everything. Excellent floors. Everything's date coded. Original interior. The tires were only changed once. Those are 1976 tires. So this thing is pretty close to as original as you can get. The 426 Hemi with dual 4-barrel carbs and the factory shaker hood. This is a pretty rare car for it to be this original. Kenzie, we're going to start off with you. Keep in mind, this is an original 1970 Mopar.
100 grand.
100?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't talk very loud, so just make sure.
No, we got it. It's good. Dad?
I'm going to say 125.
125. Uncle Kev?
150.
150. Trev, you on 175?
What?
No. I'll take 152 though.
152.
Yeah.
What?
All right, Brad.
I'll take 144.
What'd you say?
144.
144.
And we all went high. I hope this.
Yeah.
You went high?
That'll be worth a lot.
Well, I don't know. Maybe not.
You guys are not very in tune with the old Mopar scene. Are there any? There's no audience guesses, are there?
No, there's not.
Because you guys all suck. This one is $575,000. Guys, that's what these go for. Like,
wow.
I mean, they're the same as the Challengers or whatever. Anything like early 70s Mopar. It's crazy.
Dang.
Man.
A little bit sad, but Trevor, once
got old
again,
tires on it.
1 point. I don't think they really care about the tires here.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But Trev, 1 point for that round puts you to 4. Strong start for a cheater. Brad, I got to say I'm a little let down there with that guess, but it's okay. It happens. I hope you will. This next one here is it's a single engine mod. It's a 2002 Joe Stock chassis. The motor's a 511 cubic inch short deck dart block with AFR heads. It's got an SCS gearbox and tractor hooks hard, goes straight. You don't even need to steer. That's nice for Brad. Yeah, Brad, this might be the one. Brad, do you want to get into the trucks or the tractors?
I'll probably start with the truck.
Truck.
Yeah.
Okay. Diesel or alcohol?
Probably either a gas or alcohol.
Okay, cool. Well, Dad, we're going to start this one with you. What do you think?
Oh, man. I'm going to say, shit, I don't know, 75,000.
75.
That's what I was going to say.
Well,
you could still say it, Kev.
Kev.
What's that, Jay?
What do you think?
Say 74.9, Kev.
That wouldn't make any sense if I did that.
No, it wouldn't.
75. It wouldn't be 7501, but 76,000.
Oh, 76. Okay. Keeping it simple.
I think it's 75.
Shoot, I don't know. 60,000.
60. Brad?
That's what I was going to say. I'll say 55 or 55,000.
55. Brad, you do realize going just a little bit below is not what you want to do.
Yeah, but I feel like you might be going just a little bit above.
Okay.
That's smart.
Kenzie?
72,000.
72.
Good guess.
Well, Brad, once again, I'm quite disappointed. 62.5. Trevor, once again, with a guess of 60,000, gets the point. He's at 5 points, guys. 3 rounds in, he's at 5 points.
I saw this like 3 times on Facebook too, and I couldn't remember what the price was.
I did too, and I thought it said 50. I thought it was 56. I've seen it like 6 times.
Uh-huh.
I'm a little disappointed.
Damn it! I got to pay more attention.
I think Trev just kind of turned it on this week, but that's okay. This next one, this is number 4 of 7, and somebody's really going to need to pick it up to pass Trev. This one here is a 1959 Cadillac with a 12-valve Cummins in it. It's got a sweet dark walnut interior, as you can see there. Airbags on all 4 corners. She's low. Clean title. That's impressive. 1,500 miles on this build. And brand new tires, not from 1976, with NV 4500. Pretty nice little, whatever you want to call it. It's cool. That's all I got. That's all I have to say about it. Believe we're going to start this one off with Uncle Kev. Uncle Kev,
We can't ever start with Trevor. I have no idea.
We're going to start with the next round. It goes 1 every time.
I have no idea. It's 50,000.
50. Trev, cheating Trev.
Well, that's too much. I shouldn't have gone that high.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking
Good
the same.
mind games.
I'm thinking. 40,000.
40.
Yeah. No, give me 35. 35.
I already wrote 40.
Yeah, give me 36. I changed mine
All right,
too.
Trev, you get 35. Kev gets 36.
Yeah, that sounds better.
That's messed up.
Thanks. That's fair. You
Brad,
change, I change.
37.
I'll take 37.
Okay.
Oh, Brad, damn it.
Kenzie.
I'll take 32.
Oh, 32. Oh, I thought we were gonna go 38. Okay. Dad.
25.
25. Some low guesses. I don't even remember what this one was listed for, but if I had to put money on, I'd put it on 37 here. 63.
Wait, you didn't change mine though, did you?
Well, I did. I did.
No, it was too late to change it. It's against the rules.
Was it? That's interesting. Well, Brad actually with a guess of 37, he didn't even have to change it. He's going to get the point. 63,000.
Pretty good,
say,
Brad.
a little high for this, but oh well. This one we're going to start off with Trev. Trev, I think this one suits you pretty well.
Oh man,
this is an airplane simulator. It's a modular flight deck, certified, and it's complete with all the necessary components for reassembly, with all the hardware, displays, autopilot, which I think is kind of counterintuitive to a simulator, but autopilot, automatic trim, avionics. It's got a few software-related issues, potentially due to the age of the two operating computers. So a little bit of a problem, especially because the manufacturer support is no longer available. Therefore, it requires in-house maintenance. So this one needs a little bit of work. Trev, what do you think?
Oh no.
I don't know. I feel like if it's, I don't know. Serious. It's hard to tell what all it comes with. Like,
I could tell you, it comes with fully functional hardware, including displays, autopilot, automatic trim, and avionics.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say $3,500.
3,500. Brad, what are you thinking?
I think 2,300.
23. Kenzie?
20. Oh gosh, you guys are a lot lower than I was thinking. 10 grand.
10 grand.
Yeah.
Dad?
I was thinking 75 hundo.
Do you want to guess 7,500 or are you just thinking about it?
I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Yeah, what the hell? I'll take 7,500. But I want to know, did Kevin's dog take a shit or throw up on him or what?
No, dude, I'm really far from the door, and she just jumped on me, and she's covered in mud. So,
oh shit,
that's not good.
Mud all over the house.
Well, it's on me for sure.
Kev, do you want to put in a guess here?
I feel like we're all staying in the what Trevor say?
He said 3,500. Brad said 2,300.
Did we have more than that too? Higher guesses?
We had a 10,000 and a 7,500 as well.
5,000.
5,000. Well,
that wasn't smart.
I'll say a little overstated here. Brad, the closest, but unfortunately, too high.
Oh,
$2,000.
Oh, I should have said $1.
We all know what that means. If everyone goes over, I get a point. So I am tied for second place with Brad. Trevor still in the lead with 5 points. I believe there's only 2 listings left, or 3. I don't know. Not many. This next one here, this one's pretty interesting. This is a single plot for 2 in a graveyard. The sellers, it's unused, by the way, unused. The sellers have decided to purchase another plot a little bit closer to their house. Like I said,
that's
it's
gonna
one
matter
plot for 2 people. What's that?
because it's going to matter that once they're dead.
They don't want to move too far.
The transportation.
All
it's
right.
something to consider. So this is grave 155, tier T10, section X, as pictured on the map there. There's an interment fee, which I think that's when you are placed into the ground. Not entirely sure. If we have any cemetery workers or experts, feel free to chip in here. This is 2 vaults in the Archdiocese Medallion, I believe, and 1 bronze memorial. Not entirely sure. 1 scroll plate, final year, 1 flower vase. And the buyer's also got to pay an additional transfer fee of $295. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. This is kind of something you don't really need to ever figure out for yourself, at least. But I'm
you would
glad
think
these people are thinking ahead. And, I mean, this is probably realistically, I mean, it's something to consider. You kind of want a place where you just know you've got it locked up. You don't want to be homeless, after you're gone. Yeah, Facebook Marketplace, interesting way to do this, but yeah, I mean, there's really nothing else to say. Brad, what do you think?
I have a question. Is it in the mausoleum or in the cemetery? Because I feel like that makes a difference.
That's a great question. It's in section X of the Holy Cross Cemetery and Mausoleum.
Okay.
Well, I think the mausoleum is actually over, like more towards P, N, and Y. Looks to me like on that, like the mausoleum building, like that we see there in the picture, is over there.
Yeah,
so I think
it says mausoleum right there. So this is a cemetery plot for sure.
Okay, well, looks like we're on the edge. I'm looking right here, the highlighted section. That's right on the edge. So,
yeah, it's honestly not. Maybe it is good real estate, but you could see the main entrance is here. It's one of the furthest. So
is Culver City a coastal town, or are they inland?
No, it's where Steve lives, isn't it?
Near LA. That's where Steve lives.
It's near where Steve is, but I'm just wondering if that's on the west side of the property and you get nice sunset views.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know
Probably
anything.
No matter where it is, you get a sunset on the west.
Yeah, but if you could see the sun setting out over the ocean, would be kind of cool.
That would.
You're going to be a little low to see the sunset, though. I think.
That's true. That's true. Shit. All right.
Well, Brad, what do you think?
I guess 14,000.
14,000.
It's a pretty good guess, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Kenzie?
18 grand.
18 grand. Dad?
No clue, but I would have said like 7,500.
7,500. Kev?
It's Culver City. That's probably high rent district. I would say 20,000.
I don't think these are the type of things you rent.
That's just it's a term.
Gotcha.
High rent district, you know.
Then again, you wouldn't think you'd sell it on Facebook Marketplace either. But
no, lots of things happen.
But where are you going to sell something like this? Really? Think Craigslist, is that better for something like this? Maybe.
Trev, what do you think?
I don't know. I feel like this is a pretty high class plot, based on the picture.
I mean, that is a tall,
It's a pretty,
building.
yeah. What did Kevin say? 20,000?
He
I
said
said 48,000.
48,000.
You want me to change it, Kev?
No, just give me one higher than Trev, whatever he says.
Okay, yeah.
Because yeah, I do want to change it.
Trev?
I'll go 20,001.
Okay, well, Kev is going to go to 20,002 then.
No, what?
Yeah, no, it was I said
Don't worry,
earlier.
Trev. Don't worry. I don't think it matters.
no.
Oh, it does matter, but
Dang.
I thought this one was way less, but
I'll take that
21.5.
win.
No, sorry,
Sorry,
Trev.
Trev.
This one's going to go to Trev. 6
Wait,
points.
we changed the deal.
Well, that was a joke because I thought it was less, but
Hey, Kev, it's James's game. We're just here.
yeah, I mean, you also expect me to change it after you. I mean, it's just not. How it
Yes, I
works.
do.
Trev,
We know
good job.
Trevor's cheating, so I'm just trying to cheat.
$20,001. He probably is, but 6 points, very impressive. Definitely his best performance ever. Whether it's legitimate or not, that's a good question.
Well, see, now that we have the whip behind him, we don't know if Bree is back behind the whip, like feeding him information.
She's not here.
No, I don't think that's
I
how
know
that
that.
works. She couldn't be behind it, but she could be on the other side of the screen.
Hey, I think Randy's right. It's permanent.
Well,
Oh shit!
regardless, Trevor is at 6 points. Brad and myself tied for second with 1 point. Bless you, whoever that was.
I coughed.
And, what's that?
I just coughed. It's on.
Oh, sorry. Well, yeah. I think this is honestly, I'm pretty sure it's our last listing already.
I'm gonna need 7 points on this one.
There's potential for 40,000 points if you get a good enough answer on this next one. So it's anyone's game, even though Trev has a 5-point lead. This one here is a set of Alpine pack goats and gear. Now, I remind you all, as this is our last listing, we are going to be going around and guessing the price first and then the location that it was listed from. So we're going to start off with Kenzie, I believe, and then we'll go reverse order for the location. But essentially, these are 4 Alpine pack goats that are almost 4 years old. I don't know in goat years or human years how many that is, but it's 4 years old. They come with all the needed pack gear, that being 5 pack saddles, panniers, highline kit, table, scale, and extra pack sacks. I have no idea what any of that shit means, but these are 4 goats that can supposedly haul stuff up mountainous terrain. Kenzie, price-wise, what are we thinking?
15,000.
15,000?
Shit.
I have no idea.
Dad?
I'm probably way off, but I'm thinking 7,000.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I don't even know. Shit.
Me either.
How much is a
7?
goat worth?
Yeah.
Uncle Kev?
It's me.
Yep. What do you think?
Is it those particular goats with the horns?
I believe it is those 4 pictured, yeah.
Look closer. I don't know. Comes with all the. What did Trevor say? Trevor didn't go yet? How come he's always behind me? What would Trevor say? That's what I should think.
Yeah.
Probably say. He's going to say 11,000, so I'm going to go 11,001.
Okay. Trev, do you want to lock in 11,000?
Do it, Trev. Do it.
4,000.
No.
Brad, you're the
Is
last
it too
guest
late
here.
to change?
I would encourage you to play strategically.
I was gonna say 4,200, but I'll say 4,001.
Oh, you
4,001.
Nice. Good job, Brad.
Well, before I reveal that, we're gonna go back around and go location. So, Brad, you're gonna start us off. Where do you think these were listed from?
So that's pretty flat, I guess, but then also not flat.
Well, I mean, keep in mind these are goats. They're probably used for hiking and stuff.
That's a good point. Let's go Utah.
Utah? Where in Utah?
Oh, I don't know. Near Salt Lake City, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. I have to say, these things are moving fast. It was listed just 8 hours ago. Already a sale pending, and there wasn't one like 2 hours ago. Pretty cool. Anyways, Trev, location. What are we thinking?
I kind of like Brandon's idea. I was thinking Colorado.
Where about Colorado?
Give me Colorado Springs.
Okay. Uncle Kev?
I think those are in Switzerland.
Oh shit!
I'm not even gonna ask where in Switzerland.
If anybody else says Switzerland, I'll come up with a city, but let's just say that.
I can appreciate the effort there. I don't believe Facebook Marketplace is available in Switzerland, but
I didn't know that.
I'll give you a re-guess. We'll say it's in the United States.
In the greater 48?
In the continental, yeah.
It's probably somewhere there's mountains. Probably not Nevada. Denver, Colorado. I'm going to go to Colorado too because Trevor probably knows that.
Denver, Colorado. Dad, what do you think?
I think they're in Montana.
No way.
They might be in Montana.
It's a good one.
That's what you were thinking, Kins?
I was.
I don't know
Whereabouts
why. But that's just what I'm
in
thinking.
Montana, Dad?
Well,
Billings.
that's the only Montana city that
You don't
I
have to
could
say a
come up
city.
with.
You could just say a direction.
They're in northern Montana.
Pretty good guess.
Northern, eastern, northern, western.
Take Montana, cut it in half, and it's on the north side of the half.
Okay, I was trying to help you out. Kenzie, what do you think?
Let's go southwest Montana.
Nice.
Good guess. Good guess. It is not in southwest Montana, not in North Montana, but
Denver.
Colorado.
Oh, this is gonna be close. Oh gosh.
It's like Aspen or something like that.
Trev, you're dead wrong. I'd shut up before you sound even dumber. It's in Idaho. Nampa,
I forgot about
and it was
Idaho.
$2,200. You guys are all crazy. I get 1 point for the price because everyone was too high. Our lowest guess was 4,000. But yes, it is in Nampa, Idaho, which puts us very close to both Salt Lake City, Utah, and Southwest Montana. I'm going to, based on my extremely accurate calculations, say that it is equidistant to Southwest Montana and Salt Lake City, Utah. But neither of you got the state. So I'm going to give you each 1 point. So Kenzie, Brad, you each get 1 point, which doesn't really change up the standings whatsoever. Trevor, first place, 6 points. Brad, and myself second place with 2 points. Kenzie, you squeaked out the podium, third place, 1 point. I've got to say that's one of my stronger performances for sure, and definitely Trevor's strongest performance. Despite cheating every week, he rarely finds the wins. So this time, congratulations, Trevor.
You pulled one out.
You
Good job,
managed to use all of the technology to your advantage and pull through a win.
Thank you.
6 points. Congratulations. Brad, pretty strong performance, I have to say. There was a few times I was disappointed in you, but overall, you came through in the end. 2 points, second place. And Kenzie, great job. Dad, Uncle Kev, thanks for being here with us and filling time.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, thank you all for having me. That's all I have.
Well,
Good
Jay,
job.
thanks for doing this.
Good
It's
job.
always a big hit of the show.
Yeah.
Kenzie, thank you for making it work, making it all happen.
What I do?
Even without our adult supervision, I think it turned out okay tonight.
I am the adult in the room. Let's be honest.
Even when
Yep.
Jason's here, you're right. So
Yeah.
we're in good hands.
Well, not with him and I, not you guys.
Yeah. No. Yeah, with all of us.
Yeah.
Well, Bradley, thank you for being here. Congratulations on your upcoming graduation, and best of luck to you in the real world. I know wherever you end up, they'll be lucky to have you. So keep up the good work. Also, happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone. Kenzie got all of our name badges in green. Today's the day that everybody wants to be Irish. Some of us really are a little bit. So
I got a question. Did you go over it? Bradley, what happens after you graduate? Do you have to quit the team? Can you still go this summer?
I mean, I'll be around. I'll be there.
All right.
That just means he
If you're
joins
not-
the Massetti pulling team.
I was going to say, we have an open spot on Massetti pulling team if Cal Poly won't have you anymore.
Yep.
Trev, James, Kev, thank you guys for being here. We missed Uncle Steve tonight, but also a little shout out to Sophia. Yesterday was her birthday. That's Steve's daughter.
Oh, happy birthday, Sophia.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Kind of doubt she's watching.
You don't think she
100%
watches?
no, she's not.
We'll
But
watch the replay tomorrow.
I'm
Happy
pretty
birthday.
sure they never see it. But that's okay.
Dang it.
That's okay. Well, next week we'll do it again. We'll keep hitting up on that Cal Poly tractor pull coming up April 13th. I know you guys are doing a lot of work, and it's a huge project, but you'll make it happen like you always do. So, unless anybody has anything else, I'm just going to say thanks for joining us tonight. Bradley, appreciate you. And again, congratulations on that graduation. Trev,
Yeah,
look forward to
congrats.
seeing you in a few days. And that's it. Kenzie, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. We'll see you guys all next week on the 24th.
See you then.
See ya.
Today. Let's talk about today.
If you're at a national and state level, you have to run non-sales, wholesale.
Is 9,000.
The only mistake I made, I didn't put her in the registration movement.
Just this ever-evolving story.